Influences on marketing. What we'll be looking at in this presentation is 4 factors influencing consumer choice or customer choice. So we've got psychological influences, sociocultural influences, economic influences, and government influences. I thought using maybe PEGS might be a way for us to remember it. PEGS, P for psychological, E for economic, G for government, S for sociocultural. Let's go. The first one is psychological. So P for psychological and P for personal. So these are things that happen within the person. These are factors that influence consumer choice that affects their buying behaviour. And this is outside of the business environment, so the business can't control it, but they must be made aware of it. So there are 5 main psychological factors, so 5 of them altogether. There is perception, motives, attitudes, personality, self-image, and learning. And that's actually 6. Sorry. I want you to look up something, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Some of you may already know what that is, but that's going to help us understand these psychological factors. Case study, think back to a large purchase that you made recently, so something over maybe $100. What did you go through? So what sort of thought processes did you go through to arrive at your final decision? And the link is that factors such as these, they play a really important role in the success of a business's marketing plan. So businesses try to really link in with your internal thoughts so that they can influence you to buy their product. They want to know everything about us. Next one is sociocultural. So now we're talking about things outside of the person, so society, the people that they associate with. So forces exerted by other people and groups that affect consumer behaviour. It could be things like whatever social class you belong to, socioeconomic status, your education, occupation, your income, what culture you're from, your religion, family, your role within that family, and your reference and peer groups. Of course, at school would probably be one of your peer groups. Marketers realise that the socioeconomic status, of course, plays a huge role in customer behaviour. I mean, if it's not something you can afford, then it's going to be difficult for you to have it. A case study, luxury cars such as Mercedes-Benz, well, they symbolise luxury, and sometimes people like to have those because it's a status symbol for them. So they want to tell everybody that they are financially comfortable, and by having that car, they can let people know that. And businesses tap into that sort of thing with their advertising and promotions. Businesses understand that presenting themselves favourably to a social group or culture may bring about sales. Economic factors that influence consumer choice. Of course, in boom times, consumers are more keen to spend money, whereas in recession times there's not. That's the basic premise for this, and it's just common sense that you're feeling, customers feel confident when things are going well in the economy, and they lose that buying confidence when things aren't going well. So think about that discretionary income, which we've talked about before, and people tend to hang on to it in times of recession. Government, of course, also influences consumer choice. And we will see Tuesday night when the budget comes down, not this Tuesday night, the following Tuesday night, we will see that the policies of the government are going to have a very big effect on some businesses. So you'll find a lot of business managers will be watching the budget with interest. So policies of government directly or indirectly influence business activity and consumer spending habits. The budget, of course, as I said, we're about to see. Interest rates, laws encouraging greater competition. The government has a big say in that. And age restriction laws, of course, for things like alcohol and tobacco. Censorship warnings on TV programs, so what people are allowed to watch, what they're not or shouldn't be watching. And promoting social responsibility. Laws such as the Competition and Consumer Act, remember that from Year 11, you need to be aware of that. Sale of Goods and Fair Trading Act. And we'll be talking about laws very soon in one of our coming lessons and one of our PowerPoints. Government policies and actions, of course, can have a big impact on consumers and then a flow-on effect, of course, to the businesses. A case study could be the GST, which they're talking about increasing. I'm not sure that they will, but that could have an impact on consumers' spending. Anti-smoking ads, of course, a big impact on tobacco companies. Teen drinking, with the lockout law. So, of course, that's affecting hotels and things around that King's Cross area. So the government does have a big impact on a business's marketing plans. They must be aware of what the government is planning, and they need to be able to react to it when they're preparing their marketing plans. Because if they fail to adhere to the laws and regulation, it may result in financial penalties, and also if they end up on the front page of the newspaper or online, they will also ruin their reputation. To finish off here, there are more influences to come. So we've just done the consumer choice factors, psychological, sociocultural, government and economic, and to come is going to be when we're looking at consumer laws and ethics. Homework, I want you to find an advertisement to show us, to show the class. It can be a print one, an online one, or you can just take a photo to share. I want you to tell us, who do you think the target market is, what's the main promotional message, and how is the advertisement trying to influence us? Is it using a psychological or sociocultural methods, or both? Just nice and quick, just a couple of minutes, but I would like you to have this when I see you next, so Monday or Tuesday. Thanks. Bye.